Alright, hello there guys, welcome back to WARNO. Today we're going to be doing a 3v3. Now for my teammates, I've got Java Zone on the left and Bibit on the right. These guys are from the Discord I'm in, so we're all playing together, communicating. Playing on the NATO side, I'm taking the centre, pushing towards Hotel here. Java Zone's got the left, Bibit on the right. Java's got the 8th Infantry. Beer's got the 5th Panzer, and I've got the 3rd Armoured. Now, I did mess up, and I brought the official deck, so I haven't got the unit selection I wanted, but we're going to see how we do, see how we cope, and hopefully it turns out okay. Now, early on, I've got Scouts pushing forwards. We can't actually see what they have. I don't believe they have AT, so I have got some M150s pushing with them on this left side. I'm going to try and take this area here. I'm going to try and contest this throughout the match and use this as a staging point to push into Charlie. I've got a few units pushing up here, and I've got a Kiowa, which is going to cover this middle zone here to stop any tanks pushing in. Over on this right side, you can see there is a few... there's an AA helicopter there, scout heli there. There was another one spotted over here. Yeah, there it is. And I bring in an early napalm on this side to go after some units here. Score the napalm right in there, and I do manage to take out some of their scout units there, so that's good. Little job to do a bit of early damage on this side and help out my teammate there. As you can see, I've pushed forwards nicely on this side. Kind of got a staging point here, which is good. Got some engineers pushing forward to do some like the tougher fighting, and yeah, as you can see, the scouts, no AT on them, which isn't great. But I managed to get one up here. Just got a nice view here. Can see that they are pushing units forwards here. They got some AA and an MI-24 VP there. Strong unit, but it is expensive, so we'll see how that does. As you can see on this right side, these AA helis are just unloading with their rockets and big guns, and Beer's not really able to do too much. He's got these Gepards here, but they're not in a position to engage them. Pushing back to the centre. Units starting to engage here. Got this Razvedka pushing forwards. My M150 is engaging. Now, unfortunately, I do lose one M150 there. I should have pulled it back out of rocket range, but oh well. The VP pushes forwards and gets absolutely roasted by my Chaparral and my F4 there. This does push back round over to this side, since there is a lack of AA over here. Engages this MI-24. Doesn't take it out, does a fair bit of damage, and that's going to stick around for a little bit, trying to help out. These scouts do get found, and I believe they get taken out. Kiowa unloads a rocket, and just misses, unfortunately. On this side, T-80BV has pushed forwards. This multi-stroke squad's stunned. T-8BV does get hit, only 1 damage, but the engine is destroyed, so that's kind of stuck there for the moment, which isn't too bad. Over onto the left side, Java Zone's got a nice hold. The city's here. It's got Kiowa sitting up on this spot here, very strong position, can cover this left zone just there. And he's got units set up over here as well to hold that. So our position is looking pretty good. Bibir's got a lot of units all in these trees here, he can hold this quite well. He's got mortars back here doing a good job just hitting targets. T-80BV, strong unit there, just sitting in those trees. I bring out a cluster bomber. Try and do a bit of damage on it. And you see it's down to 2 health and it is stunned, so that's a good bit of damage. It shouldn't be too hard to take out now. Engineers just holding in these trees here. I don't want to push them forwards because I'm kind of wary of that T-80 and like other armoured units in here, which these guys aren't going to be able to do anything against. My scouts just pushing through to these tree lines. I want to get some vision onto what's pushing up and what reinforcements they're bringing in so I can prepare for it. CV's coming out on the left here to neutralise Echo. As you can see, they have got the advantage points-wise and a +5 at the moment, so an early lead. But we are going to start bringing out some more CVs. I believe I bring one in for Hotel and one in for November as well. So we'll be able to neutralise that. At the moment here, I'm just holding, not doing too much. I've got mech rifles here and a HA Abrams kind of holding back here. I don't want to expose it and let the opponent know I've got it there. If anything does push up, it's going to come into range and I'll get blasted by that. or I can bring it across here, come to these trees and support any attack over on this side. These scouts are a bit isolated, so I have brought in some fire teams of dragons and a couple Bradleys, and they're going to hold in these trees and just observe anything pushing across this area here. The Kaya was pushed back a little bit because I did see them bring in some AA, so I've kept it on this tree line here. If we do select it, and we can see the range of the tow, it's right just there, so any units start pushing out, they're going to get targeted by that. So it's in a good spot there and it's safe, which is important because it's quite an expensive unit. We've got a cluster plane coming out on this side, going after these leopards. Ooh, takes out one, the other does get away. Got AA plane coming in here. Another cluster plane coming in. So it's going after those mortars. Mortars go down, yeah, and the cluster plane goes down. Oof. I do love those explosions. Alright, have a look on this left side. Another cluster plane coming in. Looks like that missed and does get shot down as well. Java Zone is starting to make a little push here, moving up these trees. Not trees, what am I saying? These buildings. Superi, TATE there. It's going to be a tough fight, but he has got support coming from this left side here, which will be really good. As you can see, one of my scouts did get taken out over here, unfortunately, but I have got this one back here, and they're in a great spot to keep an eye on things. Was that me? Yeah, I pinged on this right side here. I think I spotted some AA, just to be careful of.
Enemy nearby. Protect the gun.
I think after the early bombing strikes on this side, they brought in a lot of AA over here, which isn't going to be good for us later on. Superi's pushes forwards to my engineers. These guys get routed and absolutely blasted by the Superi. Those demolition charges did a lot of damage. I push my engineers forward here, trying to get my own demolition charges on them, and they end up killing each other. So, not a great exchange for me, really. But some engineers alive, and I've got a couple Bradleys, fire team laws pushing in here. Managed to stop that Razvedka firing its rockets, and they should get taken out. Yeah, so they're going to push forwards, support this position here, and make a push, hopefully. I've also brought in some more scouts and engineers on this right hand side here to push up into these trees. 2 AA planes there. Sure what that plane's doing. I don't know if that's going to make it out. Oh my god. It's doing alright. This one probably won't. One hit and they'll be dead. No way. No way do they take that MiG-23 out. Come on, come on. God, we're going off the map here. Oh, they're firing the guns. God, what? What an insane fight. Where is this going? I think they're just down to guns now, so if they can get lined up... I'm committed to watching this now, so we're going to have to wait and see how this turns out. I think the MiG-23's got a better turn radius. God, I've been dragged. There we go. Oh no. God, what a nightmare. Okay. They're off fighting over there. We can get about that for the moment. Push back over to this left side. We've got an Mi-24 AT. I haven't really got too much to counter that at the moment. And it's going to start unloading on these Bradleys, which is unfortunate. These autocannons really don't do anything against helis, annoyingly. I think it's a bug. One Bradley goes down. Second Bradley goes down as well, so that is really unfortunate. I have this OH-58 pushed up, but it's not close enough to engage. Yeah, I misjudged it. I was just out of range. I do start to push up now, but it's too late. Those two fire teams did get taken out, so that's a mistake on my part for sure. It's wasted reinforcements there. Mi-24 is hit and stunned. It starts to pull back, and I believe it makes it out of there. You should see another Mi-24 AA and a Mi-8 Scout on that side. T-8BV still alive there. HE Bomber did come in. I believe it bombed here or over here. We do see a nice push from Java Zone on this left side. Was using smoke to push across these open areas, provide some cover. And he's gone into a nice position. Hopefully he can target these units of longer range. M60A3 pushing up there. So see how that goes. That Mi-24 is running right back. I think it's going to stop in this area here. You see I've got two OH-58s here now. I'm not letting that happen again. I've got an M1A1 Abrams and a PVAD just back here. Bringing another Command Abrams in, more fire teams, more PVADs. I'm just going to try and overload this side here and push in here with my command tank, and then allow my mech rifles to push across this opening here. As you can see, there's artillery firing from here. The Mi-24 has gone back here. I think this is going to be a little staging post for them. It's going to be a little hard to get back there and deal with. So we'll see if I can manage that. On the right hand side, we're seeing a nice push here with these Panzer Grenadiers, hoping to take out the T-80 there. Looks like another T-80 back there. Nice use of smoke to push across there. You definitely want to smoke this off here as well, because that is in a great spot to just engage these tanks at range. And the Leopard 1A5s are not going to do too much against them. Look at that. Did 1 damage. That's not going to work at all. These are in a little better position. A bit closer. Let's see if they can manage to do anything. These guys have switched targets, which is helping out. One goes down. Mark Strachey push in here. These Panzer Grenadiers are caught in the open, which is not good at all. This T-8BV is getting worn down slowly. It is engaging the infantry instead of this Leopard, which is working out really... Leopard goes down, unfortunately. Bombs come in, and that push has just been destroyed. Move back over to this left-hand side. I've really built up a lot of units here. Not too much infantry, because I don't actually have a lot of infantry in this deck for the 3rd Armoured, unfortunately. I have brought out a M270 MLRS cluster, and I'm going to use that to target this area here. I know they've got a lot there, so I'm going to try and do a bit of damage, hopefully. See if I can take out any artillery pieces. See rocket plane coming in on this side, SU-25, going after these M1 Abrams. Does manage to take one out. This one's falling back. Gets taken out by more tanks as well. So the artillery lands on that position too. They were not going to have a good time there. As you can see, I come across BMP-1s, a bunch of multi-strokey. I'm falling these tanks right back. I don't want them to be anywhere near those units, because they'll just get smashed. Fireteam Laws and the Bradley is going to push in from this top side. I'm going to line my tanks up hopefully here. See what I can do to take those units out. I really want to try and use some other units other than those tanks to engage in those close quarters. I'm managing to pick off the BMP-1s, which is good, and use these as support. I'm pushing together with these guys from the top and the tanks from the bottom. Hopefully I can push in, do enough damage to stun them and take them out. I've got a napalm plane coming in as well, so really it's going to be a big combined arms to take out these units here. I can't see them, but I know they're there. Pulling my units back. Allow the napalm to drop in and land. That napalm plane does get taken out, but I think it was worth it. Push these units back in to engage the remnants and take them out. In the meantime, I've got MLRS cluster landing in this zone here. I don't think I take anything out, unfortunately. I do get them to move, so there is that, but cost-wise, it's not really paid for itself. And that's all its ammo used up, so I need logistics to get that back and sorted, but I'll ignore it for a little while now. As you can see, 3 mech rifle units pushing in here to support the losses and to help with the push I'm going to make onto the areas here. So the Mi-24V pushing back up, fully restocked and health back up. It's going to be a bit of an issue, but with all my AA I've got here now, I should be able to deal with it fine. If we look over on this right side, BB is starting to run low on units. He hasn't got much here, and there is a big push coming from Master into this wood line, which could be a big issue. This Leopard's in an alright position, opening fire on those units, but it's lost line of sight now, unfortunately. Got a AA plane pushing out here. I'm going to swing it back round and just have it hang about in the back here, ready to support anything I need. HA Abrams at Elite pushing forwards here. I'm going to push that into this area here and try and use that to push up and dictate the fight on that right side. Rocket plane comes in. I believe it went after one of my OHs, which it does take out, but it gets absolutely shredded. So I'm not too bothered about that. It's a good enough exchange for me. As you can see, Milk-Stroke engaging those Jägerführer. You don't really want to have them in a fight. Only Panzermors are back here. Jaeger 2's pushing up with another Leopard 1A1. A1? Or 1A101. On this side, we do see a TAT BVK, which has pushed in command vehicle. Java Zone actually did a really good job on this left side, taking out commands and keeping this zone under his control. So he's got all these mortars in the trees here, just providing like all the smoke and fire support that he needs. BMP-1 there. T-80 BVK. Another T-80 BV. This is not a good engagement for them. BMP-2 providing that autocannon support. I think that's going to... Oh no, it missed. Oh, that BMP-2 is doing alright surviving. It is touching all the rockets. Gets hit by one. Got a plane coming in here. HE. Artillery shots coming in. Oh. That's a brutal bombing run there. But he's got decent control and he's got more tanks pushing up. F11F, HE pushing in. Going to have the TATBVK. I am going to switch to neutral. Just want to see. Yeah, it does take out those command units there. That BMP-1 is still alive over there. So see if you can take that out further on. Switch back to my perspective. As you can see, I'm pushing units forwards here. Got mech rifles pushing up over this way. I did take out an AA unit hiding in the woods there, which is good. I'm going to split these guys up, try and take control of this crossroads here and this one here. We've got supply vehicles to help reinforce. Tanks pushing here. I'm going to take control of this area in just a moment. On this right side, you can see that most of BB's units have been taken out. So I brought a few in to support. I've got an AH-64 Apache rocket coming in. I've got mech rifles and Bradleys pushing up. M150s to get a bit of vision on what's going on over here. Chaparral and a scout on this flank to cover that as well. Cluster plane comes in, takes out 2 more mortars. It's not looking too good on this right side, but we do have the point advantage at the moment, so hopefully we can push back in and get a better hold on this to survive. This VIP pushes forwards. That's going to be a bit of an issue if we can't take it out. Keep looking around, see what we can spot going on. I'm really just setting myself up ready to make this push.
Everybody, check your ammo.
MRS cluster's still back there out of ammo. As you can see, Java Zone's brought in a ton more mech rifles and infantry just to support this here. He has got control of the zone on this side again. Probably taking out another command vehicle back here. Look at all these smoke trails. Not pretty. Tunguska pushing forwards there. Does take out the heli. That's an expensive target if Java can take that out. On this side, you do see I'm starting to get engaged with these mech rifles. They're losing men. It's not a good fight for them there. There's vehicles supporting, so I'm pulling them back. Going to get them rearmed and resupplied. Push these fire teams to this side, and then push back in all together to overwhelm them there. See this Mi-24s pushing forwards, and I don't want my tanks on the edge of this tree line. It's really good for taking supporting units out, but I'm going to pull these guys back in out of fire of that. As you can see, it's starting to unload. Those mech rifles are dead. My PVADs I'm starting to push forwards. Hopefully I can take this out before it does too much damage. Yeah, it's coming in again, striking these units. L1 Abrams getting hit. I bring in a F4 Phantom because this is going to shred me if I can't deal with it quickly. And there we go, taken out. I wouldn't mind losing that. It's done what I wanted it to do. But I try and swing it around and try and get it out of there. Pushing back to this side, you should see more helis back here. I've got an Apache and a Kiowa kind of hanging out, waiting for more units to push in. And then we'll push in together and take this. I've got mech rifles here. I'm kind of using as bait. I know he's got a lot of infantry in these woods. And I want to push them, let them push forwards into the range of these rockets on this. So I can unload and smash them all together. You see a lot of infantry pushing on this right side here. But luckily Bibi's got a lot of units here. He's ready to kind of engage them and counter those pushing. This HA is still just sitting here. It's not doing too much. I'm kind of focused elsewhere. I'm focused on consolidating my units here and getting ready for a push. And also on this right hand side, where I kind of want to organise and get things back together. As you can see, I start to engage some of their units and I push forwards this Apache here so it can unload the rockets on those. Like, then they're all grouped together. This should do a ton of damage. Yeah, there you go. Starts unloading. It's exactly what I wanted to do. It's almost out of rockets, unfortunately. Kiowa's push forwards here just to get a bit of vision on the road so it can counter anything pushing. This Apache is going to have a bit of a field day, taking those units out, and it does push them back a bit. We've got a nice foothold over here. We just need to get command in to stop them bringing in reinforcements on this right side. Can I have a look around what's going on? Java's pushed right back in over here. Mortars flying in, just stunning and suppressing the units over here. They don't really stand a chance against all of these mech rifles and Abrams. It's a really strong push on this side. He's done a really good job, and he's in a very solid position. I've got my mech rifles in this tree line here, so they're going to side shot anything going up this road, and then they're going to get hit by this Abrams as well. Nothing's getting through here really, unless these guys run out of ammo. Planes coming in on this right side. We'll see what they are. HE and cluster. Ooh. Oh god, that is that's unfortunate. HE bomber coming in here. Oh god. Okay, so some good bombing runs on this side from Gorgle. We'll see if it's going to be enough. I'm starting to make my push now. Pushing these mech rifles round. Abrams are pushing in here. PVAD's pushing forwards. Going to start all pushing in here. We do have an SU-25 pushing over the top. PVAD's on the edge of the tree line, ready to engage it. They're not very good, but I've got a fair few of them, so they should do all right. Neutralise this zone now, which is up to a +3. Got another AH-64 Apache here with some Hellfires. Fortunately, he's got an AA heli, which isn't good for me. My strongest unit supporting on this side can't really do too much against that, and there's no real AA here. We've only got this one back here, so hopefully we can bring in support and kind of get a command in here and sort this out. Look around elsewhere. Luckily, in the centre, they had no infantry in these buildings here, so I was free to push my Abrams up, get this one to have line of sight on the right, this one to have line of sight on the left, and I'm pretty covered there. Mech rifles are going to start pushing forwards. I'm going to resupply their rockets with this supply here and get them positioned into these buildings so they can get good line of sight as well. Ooh, looks like a plane came in and took out a heli. Not sure which one, maybe the scout. My rocket Apache's falling back. I want to get its rockets resupplied, so I've got 2 supply vehicles moving in, 3 Bradleys there, and a mech rifles leader. So I'm going to use all this to kind of support, push in, set up a solid position here, so we can neutralise this zone, push our point advantage even higher. You see MRS at the back here starting to open fire on this position here. Java's just going to be taking a ton of fire in this area, but he's going to keep holding. He's still doing a good job there. That allows me to kind of hold where I am and focus on this right side as well, so we can kind of take this back and push the advantage. BMP-1's trying to push across the open here. Not going to go too well. Their best bet really is trying to get into these trees here but it's going to be tough anyway. You want to try and push a command vehicle. It's going to be hard into this zone, especially when I'm controlling this right side, so they can't really push in here.
Fly zone is hot.
Trying to keep an eye on everything. T-80BVs on this side. Starting to engage M1A1 Abrams back here. Doing decent damage.
Get down.
But 2v1, it's not going to win that fight. They are heavily damaged.
In formation.
As you can see, there's a few units starting to sneak through.
I'm hit.
Obviously don't have the best coverage over here. It's my bad, but still engage them. Engineers are going to push forwards, finish that fight up, and take those out. I've got a really solid position here now. Mech rifles fully, well, pretty much fully restocked with the dragons, ready to engage anything here. Abrams here. I've got mortars, supply, AA. I'm very well set up.
Ryan, get down.
On this side, I've pushed the Chaparral and that elite Abrams up into this crossroads area here. My plan is to push them right through along this road here, start engaging the back lines over here and seeing what damage I can do. Put pressure off this front. As you can see, I have got a Mac Rifles leader in here, and I'm using that because they'll have seen where that's gone in to bait out all this infantry to push towards my Apaches with the rockets. As you can see, they're getting shredded. I've then got Bradley's fire teams all going to push forwards and take out the remnants with the Apache support. I've pulled these guys back now to avoid them getting sniped by AA planes. And we should be able to push in and clear all this out and get another solid position again. As you can see, OH-58's pushed across to provide more AA support, but is out of ammo now. Chaparral takes out that scout, and I've got a tank sitting on this OA here. As you can see, vehicles starting to push over. Bam. It's going to start shooting into them, sniping those. Only takes out one. Going to get it into that tree line, so it's got a bit of cover. Can start engaging. Yeah, supply vehicle. Good job. I can see on this side there's more support pushing in, so I'm kind of got prepared for that. I know they're going to be in these buildings here getting ready for a push. These Abrams providing fire support. You can see Master C101 surrenders. That is on the right hand side. AI is now taken over here. Presumably ran out of units.
3 o'clock high.
Not quite sure what happened, but we're going to get a big rush, I guess, of anything hiding in the back, probably rushing forwards as the AI usually does. AA Mi-24 taken out there. I've got all my mortars unloading on these buildings here just to provide fire support. I can see a few units pushing this way, so I'm going to push my Abrams down this side and keep them at a decent range, so they stay out of range of the RPGs, but they can go engage these units over here and engage anything in the back. HE bomber gets taken out. I'm not sure what its target was, probably over here. More hits against Java the zone. Brutal losses there. I'm going to try push these forwards all the way down to here, and I think my objective was here, take out the artillery or hanging out in here. Not sure if I make it in time because we're at a +9 now. As you can see, taking out command over here, pushing forwards, PVAD's pushing forwards, taking out the helis. We've kind of got control all over the map. We're in a really solid position. My Abrams do start getting battered by artillery. They're in a rough state, so I start pulling them back. Don't want to stick around in that fight. I start pushing all over the board. So I've got TOW pushing forward, Chaparrals, HA, Scouts, fire teams, Bradleys. Everything is just pushing forwards. I'm at this point, we've definitely won, so why not? My HA did get taken out on this side. Did a fair bit of damage, so that's not too bad. There's an Igla sneaking through there, but at this point, inconsequential. SG-25 pushing forwards, trying to take out more of my Abrams. Takes a lot of fire, but they're pretty armoured, so it takes a while for them to get taken out. Abrams does get taken out by that HE bomber. SG-25 takes out PVAD and makes it out. Oh no. No, it doesn't. F4 does the job. As you can see, artillery just unloading on this area here. Charlezen's got his mortars helping me out as well. Not much is going to survive in there. Mortars don't do too much damage, but with a lot of them, you can do a fair bit. And that is the game right there. It's a pretty good match, 30 minutes long. It was quite in the balance. Early on, I felt like they were starting to get a bit of an advantage, especially on that right-hand side. But I think we kind of just wore them down. They ran out of units. If you take a look at the kills, I'm up there 6,200, 5,300, and 4,000. So we all did not too bad. BB had a rough time on that right side. It is hard on that right side trying to maintain control. And Mastakoi did very well, 8,000 kills. Obviously, couldn't quite hold it together. And they have been defeated. Kind of look through here, see any standout units. There you go, Todd, M1A1 Abrams, a few BMP1s, BTRs, T80BVs, Malastroke, Igler. Did very good, traded up very well there, sure like. Fireteam Law did really well actually, because for a fire team, that's a really good job. M1 Abrams there doing okay. Mac Rifles, not too bad. Apache Rocket, look at that. That was me baiting out the kills in those trees on the right hand side, and it works really well if you can pull it off. H64 Apache, more units there. HA Abrams, that's the one that snuck around the back. You see it took out a few command vehicles, Cubs, a few various units. Did it pay for itself? Maybe. Yeah, I think it roughly paid for itself, but it definitely had a big effect, I think, tactically. So that's definitely worthwhile. As you see, these MI-24s, they're kind of brutal to me. Not much got more than 1 kills, but those MI-24s, they're in a good position. They can really take you out. Yeah, T-64 VV, that's alright against the HA. Yeah, not much got more than 1 kill. Other than that, unfortunately for those units there. But yeah, it was a good game, and I hope I'll be able to bring you a few more videos coming up.